Welcome to Thursday again, right? Like the weeks are literally flying by. Every time I get to Thursday, well, Wednesday evening, I'm like, oh my God, it's Thursday tomorrow. Like literally flying by. Try and stop kicking my wheel. How are you all doing? How's your week been? Have you got some time off coming up or are you working through the summer? I say summer, but it literally looks like I'm in darkness. I've had to turn the lights off. So you would not think I'm somewhere where it is summer. But yeah, let me know how you're doing. I want to talk about why is it so painful. So if you're not seeing my post, I talk about why is it so painful around how you feel in your body, the fact that no one seems to understand, and maybe almost feels like they dismiss your emotions and how you feel, and then you end up kind of parking those emotions and feelings and kind of plowing on to where you are at. So I just want to cover that off a little bit. I'll give you a couple of minutes. Remember, hashtag replay if you're joining the replay. And if you're on the Facebook or the LinkedIn, give StreamYard your permission to see your name. Alrighty, let's get kicked off, team. You know, like to bring you value. Our time is precious. Oh, and for those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Coach Julie of Revive Fitness and Nutrition, covering off everything life training, nutrition for you. And is there anything in my content that you're like, oh, I'd like to know more about that or see a bit about that, then drop me my DM. My DMs are always open. All right, so let's talk about why is it so painful. So the weight loss journey in itself can be painful because the truth is it's easier to stay where you are. It's easier to stay fat. And you're like, how can it be easier to stay fat? Well, the thing is, Kelly, it's that thing about we're surrounded by food that is to keep us fat. And it's actually really difficult out and about to go and grab something decent, something that's going to fill you, give you the nutrition you need, and isn't full of ultra processed foods and sugars. It's really hard. So it's actually easier being fat. So that's one of the reasons it's painful, because the food options out there, it's all the junk under the sun. It's all your beige foods, it's your pizzas, your chips, your cakes, your pastries. Literally where I live in a 10-minute radius, I reckon there's about 16, 17 shops that I could go and buy cakes. I can buy biscuits. I can buy fizzy drinks. If I want to go and buy fruit and veg, it's a bit more of a challenge. There's maybe 5 or 6. So yeah, you're like, oh, but that's still quite good. But if you look at the weight between that, the weight is all around the junk food opposed to the healthy food. So we're surrounded by this stuff. I can literally look out my window in my living room and look straight into a baker's window and see all his cakes, donuts, pastries every day. So it's that thing about the temptation is around us. So it's so much easier to stay fat because that's the food that is sold to us. That is where we're at as a nation. This stuff is cheap. If you go to the cinema, it's all about the popcorn, the crisps, the sweets. If you go around the corner to different shops where I am, it's all about the crisps, the sweets. This stuff is peddled to us. But if you try to have anything healthy to eat at the cinema, you're going to be struggling to find anything. And you might be like, cinema's not the place to go and have something healthy. But what about if you're going for lunch? So what about if you've been caught out, you've not prepped your lunch, and you want to pop out and go and have something for lunch? You might end up in a Tesco looking for a meal deal. Then what you're going to get is a load of carbs, Mel, and you're going to get a load of sugary drinks. And you might go for the diet drinks, but as you know, if you've been following me for a while, these things are ultra processed, and the diet drinks are made for you to have more and more of it. So what I do with my clients is to get them to drink the full sugar, because what happens is they drink less of it and it stops them craving the chocolate. Whereas I've seen a pattern when they have the diet drinks, then they crave the chocolate, the crisps, the snacks, and they eat more and more. So if you go to Tesco meal deal, you're going to get a carb-loaded meal. You can get ones with and without mayonnaise, but you get carb-loaded, a little bit of protein. Then your snack options are going to be crisps. You might have a chocolate bar, and then your other option around drinks is going to be all the fizzy stuff. So it's that thing about when you pop out for lunch, even for a meal deal, it's really low quality food. I mean, you're going to be paying what, £3.60? So it's quite cheap, but it's not going to fill you, and it's going to result in you snacking. So again, lunchtime, it's easy to take the fat options opposed to the options that are going to fuel your body and help you on your weight loss journey. And that's the truth of it. Why else is it painful? So I've just covered off why we're surrounded, not why, but the fact that we are surrounded by cheap food, beige food, high sugar, high processed foods. It's everywhere. Now, in terms of the other factors painful, people don't understand you. They don't understand what you're feeling, what you're going through. So they can feel like they're dismissing your emotions and what you're saying. So if you're saying, I'm uncomfortable in my body, I don't like to show my shoulders, I feel like I've got bulges, and I really feel uncomfortable in my clothes, people will often dismiss that because either they don't know what to say or they've not experienced that themselves. So they don't really know how to approach it. So say, you're fine how you are. What you on about? You're like fine to me, but your feelings are valid. How you're feeling is relevant and it's valid to you and your experience. And I know myself, when I was overweight, it was that thing, you just buy bigger clothes. And if you look at other people around you, chances are that they're overweight too. And you might have the odd friend who's into fitness, but your circle, chances are all people who are overweight too. And as a result, they say, what you worried about? You're not even the biggest out of us. Or what are you worried about? You look great. Besides, it's all about body confidence these days. Don't worry about it. What's the point being boring and healthy? I mean, I used to look at people. Hi, Verena. I used to look at people in the gym on a treadmill and go, why would you go to the gym and be on a treadmill? Like, what is wrong with those people? I literally used to be like, what is wrong with those people? Like, imagine going inside to walk on the spot. What's that about? And that's about your environment. So it's painful because you don't know what to do to take action. You feel like you're doing everything you can. You might be cutting your calories, you might be doing home workouts, and you feel like the weight still isn't shifting. And you might feel like you're expressing that to people around you, whether it be family and friends, and they're just not getting it. And they're like, oh, but you look lovely in that top, or you look great in that dress. And you could be feeling low in confidence, feeling comfortable in your body. And it gets dismissed, and you can end up just burying that emotion. And then you end up comfort eating or having a few drinks or whatever your go-to is to make yourself feel better. And you end up back in that cycle. And it's so true. Like I say, it's not just for me, just for weight loss. When I was like at my heaviest and I was accepting that I was going to be a fat bride, because I looked into losing weight and then I realized how long it was going to take. And I was like, holy moly, all right, this is not going to happen. I'm just going to own being a fat bride and pretend I'm happy with the way I am. That's just how it's going to be. And I never discussed that with anyone. I never shared that with anyone because I knew people would be dismissive, and then the comments would be, "Oh, you're the bride. The bride always looks perfect. She always looks beautiful." And I was like, "Yeah, people are going to say that to be nice, but they're not really going to say the truth." And if you've seen a picture of me when I was getting married as a bride, and I'd lost weight before then after my leg break, then you see pictures of me now versus then. I was literally a chubby bride. So people don't ever speak to you when you're overweight and say, are you okay? What are you struggling with? Instead, what they do is tend to pay you compliments, which then means you just bury your feelings and feel a bit stuck about it, rather than supporting you to go, right, what do we need to do to take action? How can we help you? They'll say, you're fine. Don't worry about it. Body confidence, own it. And that tends to be the world we're in. And I know I was speaking with a client yesterday who has broken her ankles. And it's that thing that nobody understands what that's like until you've actually broke a bone in your leg and been on crutches. You honestly don't understand until you're in that position. And it's the same with, fat loss. You don't understand how frustrating it can be, how much you can be at beating yourself up inside because you try and share that with other people and it gets dismissed. So I want you to know I completely understand if you are struggling with weight loss, if you're finding it super painful, if you're beating yourself up at the moment because you're not happy with your body shape, you're not happy with your weight. I absolutely get it. It is you versus marketing when you go outside your home. When you go outside your home to the shops, when you buy anything in the restaurants, the lunch meals that I've talked about, the meal deals, it's you against marketing in terms of the things they want you to buy, the cheap, the ultra processed to keep you fat. Because the truth is, if you have the healthy stuff, you're going to go, oh, it doesn't taste as good. So you're going to keep going back and buying the stuff that you think tastes good and gives you a little buzz in terms of the sugar, a buzz in terms of the caffeine. So it is literally you against what is being sold to you. And marketing companies have been very good at almost adapting our taste buds to what they want to sell us. And it's not good for health. That's the truth. So it's painful because you're up against this massive marketing machine of ultra processed food. It's painful because that means you then have to prep. You have to prep your lunch to go out and about. You have to prep your dinner. You have to prep your breakfast. And if you do get caught out and end up eating out, you really have to think about it. And it's a challenge. And often I will go without and wait until I'm back home, even though that'll be later till I can have something to eat, because there's just junk food out there everywhere. So it's painful because you have to prep. in order for weight loss to happen. It's painful because you have to admit that you're going to need to take action, and you might not have the support of those around you. They might dismiss your emotions, they might dismiss why you're doing that for, they might dismiss the fact that you're not going to get any results from it. So it's painful because it can feel lonely when you're on a weight loss journey too. But I want you to know my DMs are open. Join my Healthy Well Women group, join me on social media, and I'll keep giving you as many hints, tips as I can, free guides to help you on your weight loss journey, because you're not alone. I'm here to help you. I know what it's like. I've been there. I want to give you more value in terms of just saying, yes, I'm here for support. I'm here to help give you hints and tips. But if you're struggling with your weight loss, share that with your partner this evening, share that with your friends, and say, this is what I'm going to do to change. This is the action I'm going to start taking as of tonight. Whether it's a quick workout at home, getting out for a walk for your mental health, do something this evening that's going to make you feel like you're taking some steps towards looking after yourself. And if you truly don't feel like you've got any support, like I say, come join the Healthy Well Women group, drop a DM. And if you're still struggling with support, you don't need to share your goals with everybody. I didn't share my goals with a lot of my family members because I knew they would have shat all over it. So I never shared it with them. And I was just like, watch me. So I never shared it with them at all, what I was up to and what I was doing, because it was actually none of their business. It was about me, my weight loss journey, me getting healthy, me getting fit. And I've maintained my weight loss for 8 years now. So the health, the fitness that I'm in now, it's been an 8-year journey, and I've maintained that and not through crazy diets. So please know that it can be done. All right, team. So like I say, join me for hints and tips on nutrition training. My DMs are open if you need help. If you're struggling with things like portion control, drop me a note, just say portion, and I will send you my free portion control guide. And remember, you can enjoy food whilst you're losing weight. This is not about punishing yourself. You do that enough. I know you do. So yeah, and don't feel like you're alone. So reach out if you do need help. All right, team, go write your first action. What are you going to do just to take a positive step to work towards your healthier lifestyle? What's that going to look like tonight? And take that positive step. And I will catch you all tomorrow. Take care.